My name is Jim Mitchell. I'm an assistant professor of practice here in the School of Journalism. It was during the 1992 campaign, and President Bush was running behind then Governor Clinton. As a result, it was easy for a guy working at a small station in Kentucky, which didn't even have that many electoral votes, to get an interview. And we all got searched very carefully, we all being a cameraman and myself and a producer who came along with me. So I sat down. We were both left-handed, President Bush Sr. and I, so we talked about that because he had to reach around with his left hand. They had him all hooked up with wires or something for microphones, and he apologized for that. I said, don't apologize, I am too. And then we began the interview, and he gave us about 10 minutes or so, and he had a couple more to do after I did. The big issues at that time were the economy. It had been going south, and I saw that morning when I got up new economic figures on the Today Show that did not look good for an incumbent. After the president was done, he came out and said, come on everybody, I'll show you around a little bit. And he led us back out to the back lawn of the White House and pointed up on the balcony, and he said that's where President Reagan came out and waved after he got home from the hospital when John Hinckley tried to shoot him. And he talked about some of the things that he had done and where he had considered decisions and made announcements and such. It turned out that on that very day in Louisville, a long-time sensational murder case that had puzzled the police was solved. They had a suspect all along, but through some very strange circumstances, the evidence in the case fell into their laps. And so they arrested this guy and took him off to jail, and that became the lead story, and I had to wait 7 or 8 minutes to get on from the White House. I hope we bought enough satellite time. As far as I know, the whole story made him. And he was a very pleasant man, George Bush Sr., and I always think fondly of him when I see him. You know, there are times when the politics doesn't matter. He's just a nice guy or he's not, and he was a nice guy. My name is Jim Mitchell. I'm an assistant professor of practice here in the School of Journalism.